Hey guys, in this video, we will see how you can burn your Fa2 tokens, and in specific, we will be targeting fungible tokens. So if you are working on building on top of Tezos, and you might have realized that the standard Fa2 template doesn't come with a burn functionality, but if you talk about Fa 1.2 on the other hand, which is used for fungible tokens, it does have a burn mechanism, a burn entry point with which you can burn your token if you're an admin. In the same way, we will be writing some code to make Fa2 template or Fa2 standard to include the burn entry point. So let's dive into the video. Alright guys, so let's start. We'll start by creating a directory called Fa2 burn. Let's go to this directory and open it in VS Code. So we have an empty folder. So first of all, we will be downloading the Fa2 template. So let me just increase the size so that you guys can easily see what we are doing. So let's start. We will do wget, and you can see in this way you can access the SmartPy template, and it will download the fa2.py here in a moment. So this is the standard Fa2 template that you will get out of the box. So if you're working with SmartPy, you need to disable first of all your autopilot. It will not help primarily because you don't really find much content around SmartPy. So now we also need to disable the Python extension because so we'll do disable workspace, and it needs to reload the VS Code. So because you will get the linting errors otherwise. So we'll create a file, create a new contract, and we'll call it, let's say, contract.py. And yeah, so this is the place where we will be creating a demo token. So let's start. We'll do import smartpy as sp. Now we will import this contract. So in order to do this, we'll do fa2 is equals to sp.io dot import script from URL, and here we're going to provide the current file path. So the way you provide is by file colon and then the relative path. So for example this, and you can always provide the absolute path here, but nobody likes that, right? So let's create a demo token. We'll call it test token. We'll derive it with fa2, so fa2.fa2, and we'll just do a simple comment here. So test fa2 token, and we'll do just pass. Awesome. So now we'll start by writing test. So we'll do sp.add test. Here we'll provide the name of the test. Okay, GitHub Copilot is helping me here. And we'll do test. Cool. Can you go about scenario? Awesome. So let's do that. All right, so we will start by creating the instance of this token. So we'll do test is equals, maybe just token is equals to test token. And let's talk about the argument that it takes. So if you look for the class fa2 here, so you will find this init function, and you can see it takes these parameters. So first parameter is config. So config is going to come from directly fa2. So fa2 underscore config. The other parameter that it take is metadata. So metadata, we'll do sp.bitmap, and here we'll provide an empty like this, then sp.utils dot bytes of string, and we'll do tezos dash storage colon content. Remember this, whatever you write after colon will be the key from where it can fetch the metadata. So you can see this is what we're going to do, but in here we need to write the metadata. So we'll just go with simple name as of now. So, and let's call it test token. Awesome. Once you're done with metadata, the other argument that it takes is actually the admin. So we will create a test account here. So we'll do admin is equals to sp.test account. We'll remove this. Now what we are going to do is we'll specify the admin here. So we'll do admin is equals to admin.address. Awesome. All right, so now you will have the token address here. So we will add it to the scenario. So we'll do scenario plus equals to token. Awesome. So this way you will get your token. So let's try to compile it and see the result. So we'll do smartpy. If you don't know how to get smartpy CLI or how to compile the code with it, then you can watch my previous video. So we'll do smartpy test and specify the contract, so which is this, then the output directory. So we'll do ./output and then --html. Make sure if you are putting this code on GitHub, so make sure to add the git ignore and add the output directory here. So this will prevent the output directory to get uploaded when you push the code. All right, so you can see it is compiled. So we will open it. So I'm going to go inside the output directory and open my server here. So I will do python 3-m http.server. So this will start a local server, so I can directly access here. So we'll do localhost and 8000. So we want to go to test fa2 token and log.html. So this is our contract that is added to the scenario, and you can see it successfully compiled without any issue. So now the next point is to mint a new token. So let's say we'll do mint fa2 token. So in order to mint, it's easy. All you really need to do is use token.mint. Now let me just disable the GitHub Copilot. Awesome. So if you talk about the mint method, so mint method takes like a record of parameters. So here you can see we have params. So we'll do sp.record, and here you can see that first thing that it takes is the name. So we'll do test token decimals, let's say 2 for demonstration, and let me see here again. So you have the amount also. Amount is equals to let's go with 1000, and since we have 2 zeros, so you will have to add the zeros here, sorry, 2 decimals. Awesome. You can see here, wait a second, so you can see params.amount is used here. Then let me just look for params dot. So you can see it takes token ID as well, amount, and metadata. Okay, so no name. Wait a second, let me just verify. Yeah, I get it. So not even decimals. So amount, address, and token ID. Sorry. Yeah, amount, address is equals to admin.address. Then token ID is equals to 0, because this is the first token that we are minting in our fa2 contract. Then we will specify the metadata. So if you go to the fa2 template, you will see that it also uses metadata, which comes from fa2 dot okay, it comes from the instance, so token dot make metadata. So this method if I show you make metadata, it takes symbol, name, and decimals. So we'll do symbol is equals to test, name is equals to test token, and decimals is equals to 2. So this is how you can mint it. So let's try to run it and see if it works. So we're getting an error, say make data got multiple values for the argument symbol. Okay. Make metadata good. Okay, wait a second. Yeah, we need to first of all run with the admin as well. So sender is equals to admin dot address. All right, you can see it is compiled. So if I show you after reloading, you can see mint Fa2 token, and we have successfully minted 1000 tokens. So 1000 and 2 decimals for the admin. So let's talk about adding the burn mechanism, because we can mint. So in order to go here, so first of all, if you take a look at a class called Fa2 mint, so here you can see the class that handles the mint functionality. In the same way, I will be making a class which handles the burn. So I'll do Fa2 underscore burn, and you can see it is going to be really similar to the above. So we're also going to derive it with the core, and you can see it just has an entry point. So we'll have our entry point and we'll call it burn, because we want to be able to burn tokens. And in the same way, we'll do this. Awesome. So we will verify, but let me just specify the type that we will need. So set type atoms, it's going to be sp.t record. So we will take token ID, which is going to be sp.tnet. Then we will take, then we will take the address. So the address of the user from whose account we want to burn tokens. So address is equals to sp.t address, and the other argument is going to be the amount, how much tokens you want to burn. So it is also going to be of type tnet. Awesome. So once it is done, we'll start by copying the code for mint, because it is kind of really similar. You will have to tweak some things here and there. So I will just copy all the code from here and paste it here. Awesome. So first thing first, you can see this is fine here. So single asset, this is also fine. This is good. Now what we're going to do is, user is like the user that they are getting from the storage, and then they're checking if it contains, then they're increasing the balance. So we want to decrease the balance. So you can see this is the original code. We want to decrease it, so we can't directly do minus equals, because when you subtract to nat, you will get int. So we will have to convert the number into nat. So we'll use this method called sp.asNat and do something like this. So we'll subtract these two and then assign it to the original balance. Awesome. So if the user does not exist, then you will create it. Then here another thing, if the token ID does not exist, so they are creating it, right? But in our case, we want to raise an error because we can't burn a token. We can't burn a token which doesn't even exist. So what we can do here is use sp.failWith, and we'll say token ID does not exist. Awesome. So this way you can burn your token. Now the last step is to decrease the total supply, because in this case they are increasing it. So in order to do it, first of all, you need to cut it because the initial total supply will be greater than the value. So we'll do something like this. You can also make sure if the amount that the user wants to burn, if it is greater than the original balance of the user, then you can raise an error. But I will not be doing that just for the sake of simplicity. So once you created this inner class, you need to derive it. So you need to add it to the standard fa2 class. So we'll do class fa2. So on this class, so I will just add it here. Awesome. So once you derive the core fa2 class with it, you will be able to access the burn functionality. So you can see here we have minted the tokens. So we can burn the tokens by doing token.burn. But before this, let's add a heading scenario.h1 burning 500 tokens from admin. So we'll do token.burn, and here we can provide a record again, and you can specify the amount, which is going to be 500, and we also need to add the decimals, so which is 2. So this way we can add decimals. We'll specify the address as admin.address, then we'll specify the token ID, which is going to be 0. Then we don't have to specify metadata, so this is it. So let's run it. All right, so we have an error. Let's fix it. Yeah, so the error is you need to sign this transaction with the admin. So to sender is equals to admin.address. Now you can see once it is compiled, so you can see there are no errors. And if I show you here, let me just refresh it. So you can see the first transaction was this mint fa2 token, the administrator is this, and also this is the same account which has the balance of 1000 tokens. Then you can see burning 500 tokens from admin, and so initially he has, so this is the amount that you want to burn, and you can see that after burning 500 tokens he has the balance of 500 because initially he has the balance of 1000 tokens. And you can see that the total supply is also 500 now. So before burning it was 1000. So this is how you can add the burn functionality in your fa2 contract. So thanks for watching, guys. If you want to know more about how to build an app on top of Tezos, let me know. Bye.